For the last 3 years, between recording segments of the D6 generation, Russ, Craig, and Rafe have had various conversations that have spanned the interests of gamerdom worldwide. This is one of those conversations.
D6G, The Lost Chapters.
Welcome to another fine edition of
The Lost Chapters.
This time around, instead of going to Dunkin' Donuts, we actually put a recorder in the middle of the table at our GenCon Deathwatch session. So you're going to hear the first half, anyway, of our Deathwatch adventure featuring Ross Watson, the guy behind 40K Roleplay at Fantasy Flight Games. We get a lot of emails asking us what role-playing is all about and what a role-playing game looks like, so we thought we'd record one and let you see. We also get a lot of emails asking us just to record one of these sessions because they sound fun. You will hear what I think most veteran role-players would refer to as a fast and loose group. We don't do a lot of role-playing. In the moment, we do a lot of joking and out-of-character stuff and just have fun. But it'll give you a good idea of what's going on, and you'll hear a lot of dice rolling, and hopefully it's fun. Now, when I was editing it together, I will tell you that I found it a lot more funny, a lot funnier, if you will, listening to it at 1.5 speed. So it sounded like a bunch of chipmunks. So if it starts to get boring, try to listen to it at that speed, because it's much funnier. Now, I'm just going to do a really quick intro so you know who's playing and who you're listening to. It'll give you a little insight also into our friends. First, Matt. We talk about Matt a lot. Matt is going to be playing Zadkiel, the Dark Angel's Devastator Marine, so he's the guy with the big heavy weapon. Andy, who is often referred to as Old Andy, named his character Olden, and he'll be the Blood Angel's Apothecary, a word apparently more difficult to pronounce than you'd think. So he's the medic. Russ is playing Logan, the Space Wolf Grey Hunter, so the well-rounded, all-around warrior, is Space Viking. Rafe, of course, doesn't like power armor and Space Marine, so he'll be playing Haywood, Tillian, and Imperial Inquisitor. Dave thought Rafe's character was named Hollywood when he looked at the sheet, so he named himself Concord, which is the capital of New Hampshire, and Concord is an Ultramarines librarian, so he's kind of like an officer and a psyker, powerful psyker. And finally, we had Ross Watson, the man himself, playing Aiden, a Storm Warden Assault Marine, so guy with a big jump pack and really good at close combat, hand-to-hand combat. And I, of course, played the Game Master, so I'm the one who made up the story, and I'm developing the story as we go. Please bear with me and give me a little leeway. It was very nervous. I was very nervous having the man himself at the table. He was awesome, but I was intimidated, I'll admit it. And so I'm a little nervous as we go forward. So without further ado,
Deathwatch.
Back to the GM for Deathwatch at GenCon 2011.
Okay.
Wait, so what's not Joe escape yet?
Or maybe not. We'll wait till old Andy
The
finishes
mumbling,
reading his...
the mumbling in the background is Andy.
I want to know what my armor. About my armor. My armor.
Plus 5 ballistic skill, which is already on there, minus 10 dodge.
Okay.
Let the record show Andy now understands his armor. Thank you.
Yeah, seriously, you paid for this. You're bad.
I know right now you're wondering why you did that. Okay. Are we ready? Okay.
It's all right, go.
You think, is this going to pick them up? Or?
Yes.
That's well. Okay. All right. Ready? Boop. Again. So you are all in the chapel of the Watch Center. This Watch Center is, again, a massive space station that is the central location, the headquarters for the Deathwatch in this, actually, for the Inquisition in this area, not just Deathwatch. Okay, there is an Inquisitor Lord who is responsible for this area, Inquisitor Lord Salonius. and he, is not a huge fan of the Deathwatch. Okay? He was a major opponent, or is a major academic opponent, because it happened a long time ago, of the Apocrypha Conclave of Orphite 9, which is where the Deathwatch was first created. Okay, the Inquisition, as you all know, is split into 3 ordos, and each one has a militant wing. Okay, the Deathwatch is the Ordo Xenos militant wing, and it brings Space Marines such as yourselves from chapters all over the Imperium, and those opponents within the Inquisition. Can you guys not fight me though? Like, I'm getting loud and you're getting louder, Jeremy. Yeah.
Let the record show Craig is correcting the other table.
Thank you. And thank you for getting us this room, however.
Wow.
Okay, so anyway, there is a movement within the Inquisition to discredit the Deathwatch because it brings these Marines that are not 100% members of the Inquisition in, and it exposes them to all kinds of secrets, and there are super secret organizations within the Inquisition that thinks that's a bad idea, always has, always will, and the Lord Inquisitor of this particular watch station is a member of that faction. Okay, so you are all in the chapel in the very, very center of the watch station when you get the summons. None of you are in your armor, your little belt communicators start winking. You're being summoned to the central conclave within the station. You want to arm up before you head out, or you want to go straight to the Inquisitor?
What would be prudent? What's generally called for?
I would say probably, since this guy has it in for you anyway, and he's looking for different ways to make your lives hell, you might want to just go in your robes. But if you want to make an issue of it, he does not have direct authority over you, so you could take your time.
I think we'll just go. Be respectful and go, and we'll put the robes on.
Well,
My armor's my second skin. I'm wearing mine. You guys go ahead. I'll catch up.
Brother Aiden does not wear his robes in front of an Inquisitor. He will wear his armor, blessed by the chaplains of his own chapter.
I like Aiden's spunk, bub.
My robe is worn somewhat in defiance.
Okay.
Now the cool music starts and you see me put my boots on.
Yeah.
And then a little rope will get the thing.
You are also being summoned.
Do you have a theme song over there you can play while I'm putting my armor on?
You're not in your robe. You're in normal clothing.
Good.
You don't worship nearly as often as the Space Marines do.
Oh, there's my armor strip, the armor music.
There's your stripping armor music.
What's that?
This should be handy.
Okay. So, because he's old. Okay, so we have 3 members of Kill Team Facultas, and they show up. We're waiting for the others. The Inquisitor, Haywood Tillian, who has worked with Facultas in the past, also comes in. This is a massive chamber. All of the internal walls and bulkheads of the station are sheathed in stone, obsidian stone in this particular part of the station. It looks like a huge chapel. Massive arrays of colored glass windows, stained glass windows all around, with the twinkling lights of the stars off in the distance. Huge throne. There is Salonius. He is surrounded by a massive retinue, all of whom are watching you with suspicion as you approach.
Massive, like 40 or like 200?
No, massive, for a retinue, it's like 12 is the max. So there's 12. And there's combat servitors, and there's a couple sages, and there's a couple mystics, and they're all looking at you, they would not last long in his retinue if they did not look upon you with suspicion.
Any Jotaro?
No, there are no aliens of any type. Okay? And so he's got his hand and his chin in his hand. Not all of you could be summoned at once, I see. Is it too much to ask for one kill team to arrive together?
Apparently.
Shakes it off.
How can we serve you, Lord Inquisitor?
I must ask, where's the rest of your team?
Click, click, snap, snap, click.
They felt it was important to be ready should we be asked to depart immediately.
Oh, how convenient and...
Can we pause quickly? I have a quick question. I know we choose the leaders afterwards, but is it safe to assume that they would not report up to me, but...
Are you the Ultramarine?
I'm the Ultramarine librarian.
Yeah.
It's safe to say that you would assume that you're the leader.
Yeah. Whether or not the rest of the team will agree. Yes. You, within your head, have no doubts whatsoever.
Should have been called Michael then.
They're cut from the same cloth.
So you need to do the talking right now.
Well, no.
Mostly because the rest of us aren't here.
No one else needs to. No one else needs to agree with him. That
I
he's
just
right.
wanted to know how to word things. That was all.
Okay.
But
Tillian, I don't understand how you can work with this team.
I'm going to communicate with him telepathically, assuming that he's
Oh, now you're just showing off.
assuming that he's a telepath. So it says using a
Is it going to be like?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be like sight?
scan to have,
Sir, I don't understand the rap.
can't be
Sean, we can
opposed,
hear you.
and I can communicate telepathic communication with any mind.
Yeah.
Well, I also because I want to see how many others. Maybe I'm doing a mind scan, but I am going to communicate with
How
him.
many others? What?
Are telepathic or have psychic abilities in the
There are
room. In the
several,
room.
and I haven't.
Okay.
I've taken the
so there's
time
more
to
than
make the
just
notation.
just more than the Lord.
There are several psychers in the room. Yes.
Okay.
Lord Inquisitor, I understand your time is of...
I'm sorry, but there's somebody
The
speaking
most-
in my head right now.
So I say
the
I await
Belfast
his bidding, and I do not know what the rest of these fools are doing.
Oh, I see. Oh, very clever. So you guys don't know that he's saying he's kind of sucking up to the Inquisitor Lord. Mm-hmm. Very nice.
He would.
He would. Okay.
It works on so many levels.
Okay. The apothecary notices some strange shift in the Inquisitor Haywood Tillian's shoulders that seem to indicate to you that some sort of communication may be occurring, and it's odd because he's not talking.
Concord.
Concord. Flight of,
Conquered.
Come on.
His name.
Flight of the Concords. I think the Inquisitor and our friend there are having their own private conversation.
No, I don't think you're... Okay.
He's saying it's like...
Right, okay. It's a bit of a jump to make, but okay.
There's something going on between the Inquisitor and our friend.
Nothing quite like group cohesion right from the outset.
Lord Inquisitor, I can only assume that your time is as valuable as mine. Why did you beckon us here today?
That was good.
Okay. Shakes it off again. You're doing very well, by the way. Very well. I will give you your briefing now, and you can tell your brothers what you will.
So who's here? Just the two of us?
Three of us.
The three of you and the Inquisitor.
No, and
The three of you.
Devastator.
Cool people are suiting up.
Okay.
I do the opposite of what
Assault Marine Heavy Bolter guy?
No, that's me.
Space Wolf, dude. Man up.
You're a Space Wolf?
Of course I am. Man up.
Okay.
My guy.
no sugar.
We have in the sector is a planet called Aqua Aquila. And Aqua Aquila is a power generating planet and has been for several thousand years. It is a planet with 5 moons. It's almost entirely made of water, and it is put under the pressures of massive tidal shifts. Huge hydro generators channeling canals and tidal chambers were built thousands of years ago to convert these primal energies into usable power. Vast transformers, electro reservoirs, and accumulators were later added, and finally 3 colossal emitter arrays were built on the surface of the planet, power couplings and orbital collectors put into place to assist in efforts to ship the power off planet. So these massive arrays on the planet shoot in a coherent beam of light that is the largest laser you could ever imagine, straight up into space to massive high orbital collectors, and then the power is then shifted onto ships and sent to various places and forge worlds and the like where it's needed.
Green energy, nice.
Okay, ever since Aquila had been the primary source of power for an entire quadrant of the subsector. 20 years ago,
Riveting, Lord.
the flow of power from the planet was interrupted with no credible reason offered, and repeated administrative information requests were denied.
20 years ago?
20 years ago. So things started to go south about 20 years ago. 18 years ago, transferred power was down over 10%, and further demands by the administratum were all but ignored. And 13 years ago, a Mechanicus team was dispatched. Records show it was the second team sent, although you, because you only have partial records for other organizations, you don't know anything about the first team. Okay, the second team was killed when their Mechanicus Cog-class frigate was lost with all hands during their real space translation into the system. So things started to look really suspicious at that point.
So a freighter disappeared 13 years ago.
The frigate did, yeah, with all the Mechanicus team that was sent to look after why the power fluctuations had occurred. 10 years ago, a third Mechanicus team was sent. They arrived during routine maintenance season. Array number 1, remember there are 3 arrays. Array number 1 suffered a catastrophic failure while they were there, and before it could be inspected, and it was completely destroyed. Arrays 2 and 3 seemed fine to the team. They were completely inspected, and efforts to replace Array 1 began soon after the team left. Planetary Governor Solemn was forgiven 30% of quota for 5 years, so basically the Mechanicus and the Administratum allowed him some leeway because he was down one of the 3 main arrays. 7 years ago, energy production was up 10%. Over the 100% standard capacity as Array 1 came back online, better than it theoretically should have been. The Administratum removed Aquila from probationary status and closed all the ongoing files, assuming that everything was going well. In fact, it was going so well that they decided not to investigate further.
As always, your administration runs very smoothly.
Yes, thank you. 5 years ago, statistics for the power output were brought to the attention of the Mechanicus, who judged that the 3 arrays should not be able to provide that much power. Multiple requests for on-site inspections were denied or lost, and the Mechanicus forwarded the case to the Ordos, suspecting either sorcery, dark technology, or Xenos involvement had to be the cause of the advanced power output. 2 years ago, an Acolyte team was dispatched after repeated formal demands for information were mishandled. Team Facultus, that's Facultus, you guys. This other team arrived on the planet, began their investigation, provided power levels dropped to 99% of their normal capacity right before the team arrived, and the team could not find any reason to assume that anything was off kilter. 1 year ago today, last complete report from the team provided only suspicions of a possible taint, either Xenos or demonic. No proof has been found, but strange entities had been cited briefly by different civilian organizations, not by the team itself. And 1 team member had gone missing for several weeks. That was a year ago. And then things start to happen more quickly. 11 months ago, the status update didn't occur, so the team went silent. No attempts at communication since have yielded any results. 6 months ago, the team was recorded lost to enemy action. All demands for information or assistance from the governor have been met with most polite lack of help since then. 3 months ago, warnings of Imperial intervention resulted in disruption of communication with the governor. The governor stopped communicating with all of the organizations and officials at that point. 2 months ago, communication was reestablished, and the governor welcomed further investigation, proclaiming his innocence. Voice stress analysis indicates the subject was in a state of abject terror and lying profusely throughout the report. 1 month ago, Ordos Command began processing of assessing risk levels and force allocations. Risk assessed at level Somnus. That's not that high. Ordos Xenos received the mandate, and the Deathwatch was decided. They decided to dispatch the Deathwatch. That was a month ago. The paperwork went through. Now you're being summoned. Several demands for information regarding the team that was lost have been plagued by various issues and not been answered by the governor. No sign of the lost team has been heard. Output of the planet's power supply has remained at a steady 99% of capacity.
The threat level is risen to orange.
It is now orange triangles. Okay. Your objectives for this mission are: discover the provenance of the energy spike and purge any undue influence that may have caused it. Your secondary objectives are to assess the governor's loyalty and ensure that Aquila is in loyal hands before you leave the planet. Another secondary objective: find what happened to the Ordos, the inquisitorial team that was dispatched before you. And your third secondary objective is assess any possible taint in the area and eradicate it if feasible, or recommend further actions by the Ordos. And specifically your tertiary objective, in particular because of your connection with the Mechanicus, find and retrieve any tainted technology for Mechanicus study if it's feasible. When you could gather the rest of your team, I would appreciate it if you left on the first available frigate bound for that sector. So now you
wish. So the question is, how do we figure out cohesion for our squad now that we're getting ready to venture?
Now I'm really nervous about talking about it.
Don't be too nervous.
All right,
I'll make sure it gets edited out.
Right.
I believe it is your fellowship bonus, and you're going to add any particular bonuses that you have, like if you have particular talent, or I think the Ultramarines have an ability.
Proud.
I think the Ultramarines, frankly, your ability as an Ultramarine, your solo mode, is that you add one cohesion.
I think
That sounds right.
Okay, also,
Right here.
you have the command skill. I think you do.
Yes.
Not you.
No, I know.
Leader.
He would.
But I think he does.
I do.
I think an
I have
ultimate.
basic
Plus
command.
one because you have the command skill.
Okay.
So you're at 4 plus 1 for command skill, 5 plus 1 for Ultramarine 6.
Yeah. So you have six
Six cohesion. So we all have 6 cohesion, or just him?
The team has 6.
Does anybody solo squad mode? Do you have the Space Wolf one, or do you have the Stormwalker?
I have this one here.
Yeah.
How do I know the difference?
Okay, you look.
One of mine says Space Wolves on mine.
Okay. Mine says Storm Wardens, but all the entries are for Space Wolves. So, no big deal. That's cool.
Fortunately, Ross has memorized all the ones for Storm Warden.
I'm sure I'm going to be fine.
That much free time away.
Okay, I'm going to give you all coins for your fate points. So tell me how many fate points each person has.
4.
4. You have 3. You had a stack, right?
I get 3.
3.
I'll pass them over.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
3.
3 for Dave. 4 for Matt. And how many do you have, Russ?
Where are they? Be on the first page, bottom right. No, not the page, the other page. One right there. Yeah, bottom right.
There it is. Sorry, 9.
What?
Probably not.
What's that number there?
It's probably a 4.
He's a saint.
20.
Chapter Master Russ has joined the battle.
Here. For that, you get a little silver coin.
Nice. Excellent.
Okay. Russ's character goes in first.
I tried,
He's the meat shield.
He's got 9 fate points, man.
You don't jump jets?
No.
Thank goodness.
I gotta say, my road trader character did
I'm
have
gonna
5 fate points, and I was pretty much like, I would go in first wherever we go.
I'm unstoppable.
Well, he was also insane.
Right.
I'm trying to get up on the balcony. You fail. I'm going to try to get down from the balcony. You fail.
Okay, so now you're going to take your oath. You go
With a
away.
hint of condescension in it.
Yeah, it's still recording.
It is, yes.
Okay, so the Inquisitor is, I understand I shall go prepare my equipment, and goes off to meet the Space Marines to choose an oath.
Smells better in here already.
Now, you're a librarian, so we have access to certain particular oaths. We have access to the Oath of Knowledge, for one, and that's not a bad oath. We have access to what are the other oaths?
For the librarian, you have the Oath to the Emperor, which is plus 10 to all willpower tests.
Right.
You have the Oath of Knowledge, which is plus 10 to weapon skill and ballistic skill versus a chosen enemy, or reroll psychic phenomena.
That's not bad.
Which is not bad if you know who you're
If
fighting.
you know who you're going against, but we don't really know
You
that.
don't really know that. Those are the only two for librarian.
Okay, so
And then the regular Marine.
How's everyone's willpower?
I think Oath of the Emperor is probably the best in that case.
It's the
Since
same.
we're going to be fighting and shooting.
What's that one
The
do?
one where we back
Plus
each
10
other up.
willpower tests.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
And the squad mode abilities that will unlock for you and make available to you during the game are Fire for Effect, Regroup, and Strong Point, which are all...
I don't have strong point.
Yeah, down here at the bottom.
Oh, I got it. I do.
So what was our name of our,
Oath of the Emperor.
Oath of the Emperor.
Oath of the Emperor.
Brothers, as always, the Emperor will keep us safe.
As always.
Okay, and then the final
I
element...
declare our oath to the Emperor.
I don't know your funny tactics that you guys use.
The mysterious Space Marine foolishness. Okay, how, does anybody want any equipment, special equipment beyond what you've already got on your character sheet? Now is the time for you to arm.
Lightning claws?
No.
How will we be entering the atmosphere?
What do we have available?
What are my options besides bullets?
You ask it, you can, anything that's standard you have access to. You don't have anything special, like you have a jump pack, the librarian already has a jump pack.
Okay, so when you say standard, you don't mean things like lightning claws or power
Right,
fists.
not like lightning claws.
I really have nothing beyond a bolter.
Right.
Right.
I have a force sword.
Not according to my list.
What about
I have a
clip
pistol
of
and a
hellfire
bolter.
rounds?
What's that?
A clip of hellfire rounds.
Yes, yeah. You can take a,
Can I get a chainsaw? Because I don't have one on my
yes,
sheet.
you can have a chain sword. You can
Power
have-
fist?
No.
No.
Do I have it with
3
them?
clips of hellfire rounds for the or do you for your bolter? You're saying
bolt pistol, actually.
Bolt pistol. Yep.
I don't know what these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dad doesn't want no heavy
Yes,
bolter.
you can have crack grenade.
He wants a
What's our relationship with the rest of the crew on the ship? Like, would they honor and respect our wishes?
They would be relatively intimidated by you. They work for the Inquisition, but they're not really involved in the higher level machinations of the various different factions within it.
So I don't know if it's completely out of the realm of possibility, but where we're going to a planet to investigate high-tech energy things. We have no tech marine. We have no one who specializes in tech. I'd like to requisition a small team of engineers.
Lexicanium Concord. If I may suggest, we would be well served to request an specs for this mission.
Make it so.
Absolutely.
Engage.
Who is carrying the aspects?
Well, here's the thing. This Inquisitor
Well,
is
that do
actually
everything in terms of
allied
like an
to
engineer.
a faction of the
It's a
Inquisition that
scanning device.
specializes in Mechanicus. So he actually has many skills and abilities that would duplicate the abilities of a
All
tech.
right, so he's going to fill that
I think the
niche
apostle-
for
Fill
us.
that.
Okay, all right.
That's why I brought the shrimp. That makes sense.
Got it.
All right, I'll carry
If,
the
if it's okay with you.
Absolutely.
All right.
So crack grenades, no
No,
exotic
that's
weapons
still-
available, melee weapons. You're taking a chain sword.
Yeah.
I used to take
The pistol?
No. Okay, chain sword. You might want to write this down somewhere. Is 1d10 plus 3 rending, plus your strength bonus. Correct, Ross?
Yes.
So
And
the first digit of your strength characteristic.
got it.
So
Now, for assuming you have a strength bonus of 4.
4, yes.
Right.
it
It'll be
actually
12.
doubles because of your
Well,
or
it's-
triples. Is it
Well,
triple
no,
because
sorry,
of
it's
power?
going to. Oh, sorry, it'll be 10. I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, it'll be 10. So
Plus
you'll,
10?
Yeah, because 4 plus 4 is then your armor adds 2, so it'll be 10.
Right. Thank you.
And then plus 3 because of the actual
So
weapon.
yeah, so total of plus 13.
Thank you.
1d10 plus 13. And it's balanced, and tearing balanced means it's
Rending and tip balance?
rending. Rending is just the critical table if you
Balanced.
if you kill someone.
Just so you know, Russ, in the 40K universe, rending, like, tyrannies are like rending claws and stuff. So your chainsaw.
I know how that works. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Well, he also said tearing, so I don't know if it's different. And it's different in this game anyway. Right.
Tearing means you roll 2 dice and take the highest.
You roll an additional die.
An additional
Yeah,
die.
but is it rending and tearing or just rending?
It's both. Rending
rending?
refers to the table that you look at if you
Alright.
kill someone for or you
Yeah,
do
it's
critical.
just the type of damage.
Got it.
It's the type
So
of
special rules are rending, tearing, and balance.
No, special rule. Rending is not a special rule.
Okay.
rending is just
Scratch that out.
Sorry, gone.
Okay.
D10 plus 13. Remember that.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Brothers,
Okay.
prepare your armor and your weapons.
Hellfire shells. You wanted them for your pistol. Does anybody else have Hellfire?
My guy's already got them on his sheet.
I'll take a couple of melta bombs.
Good idea.
Yes, you can have 2. They're very, very. They're going to take up an awful lot of the space. Cling, cling, they're on mag locks on your legs, but you can do that.
1 for the jump packer, the assault marine.
All right.
Okay.
You'll have act. You'll need to put that where it goes. And 1 for you and your.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
There are some holes that you just need to.
Yeah, we got to stop now.
That's what 99 cents a bitch.
All right, so I'm carrying a melta bomb and 3 rounds of 3 clips of Hellfire.
Me, I got Hellfire, but I'm not going to carry multiple bombs. It's too heavy for my wolfy skills.
The apothecary. Sorry, you're carrying.
Keep frosty.
You're carrying the aspects.
Yep.
And anyone else? Brother librarian, how about you requisition a psychic hood?
Make it good.
We listen to drama, the music on the psychic hood request.
The supply sergeant's like,
Yeah. So I don't know all the good names.
Which equipment is be different?
I would like to, for the honor of the Emperor, request a hood of psychicness.
Yes.
Yeah.
They reluctantly give you a hood of psychic hood.
Now, this may sound weird to some of the listeners because, when you play 40K, the tabletop game, and you play Librarian, they always have psychic hood.
Right, yes.
The deal is that the Librarians on the Deathwatch are called Lexicanums. They're the lowest rank. And in a lot of some of the 40K fluff and stuff in the background, not all Lexicanums, in fact, some of the earlier models of Lexicanums did not come with psychic hood. So we in the game, it's a thing where if you want one, you can get one, but you don't automatically come with one.
And you actually have to be distinguished, which means you can't be an entry-level character.
Yeah.
But I allowed Dave to roll, and he rolled a 3 out of 100. So that's very good.
Nice. I got the hood.
Any tools? Let's just.
We have an Auspex right now.
So we have an Auspex.
Everybody's got aspects, right?
No, just him right now.
All right, that's fine.
Do you have a diagnostic helmet?
My nose is my aspects.
He was just saying we all have basic senses.
So our oath, isn't our oath in the form of like purity shields? Somebody
You have the Narthekium. Okay, that's really the Narthekium, so good.
Even if it burns off.
I'm just saying, as an Ultramarine, I want to make sure that we go through those official rites and passages.
You do,
to honor
yes.
the
And
mission.
actually, you would be responsible for making sure that all those seals were.
And probably just to piss Russ off, or at least his character, I'd be like, yes, the Codex dictates that we must swear these oaths in the correct order.
Gentlemen,
as the Codex dictates.
How much time do we have before we need to depart for a mission out of game context?
Out of game context?
Yeah, I'll talk in a high voice when I'm not in game. Hi, when do I
would like to start as soon as possible. Why do you need to take a break?
Just to push your
buttons.
No, he wants
because I want to know how much for role play. How much time before our ship leaves to go to the planet?
The ship's going to leave. The ship is waiting for you. So as soon as you guys are ready to go, the ship will be taken.
Probably we're taking all this oath on the ship. We get our gear, we go to the ship, we're taking our ride.
You're on the way. You're en route.
Gentlemen, per the Codex, make sure you bring all of your oils and anointments, for we will be going through, per the Codex, all official rites and passages, if or to wit, as required by our Emperor.
I'd like to see Shorty put your ointment on you.
Fellowship at plus 10, Dave.
Is that 1, 2?
What's your fellowship?
Fellowship, 41.
Okay, taking it's percentage, so you need to know what's ahead. What's the 10?
The crotch dice from Ross will be the 10. 11 for the Emperor.
Okay, he manages to say this in such a way that it does not offend you.
I say it in a growling tone so you can understand me, brother.
That's good.
How about you put that purity seal on my ass?
I've given it a sniff. You and I, we are bonded. Feel free to lick my...
No,
Okay.
Right on.
Okay, and you are...
Yes. I send a letter to my Inquisitor Lord.
A letter?
For the data slate.
Okay.
A lot of
Okay.
To say that I do not quite know what the Inquisitor Lord Salonius is up to, but I'll keep an eye on him. I don't trust his motives.
Okay. Later, maybe, because he's not with you now. Right.
No, I'm saying
Right. Okay. Oh, you're saying you have some suspicions about the Inquisitor Lord.
Yes.
Okay. Noted. Thank you. Okay.
God, you know what we should got? We should got you a back banner.
Yeah, I wouldn't fit in the ship. I get stuck on it.
It doesn't work with the jump hang.
I was on a mission
I
recently.
actually had one last game. I had it back there.
Yeah, the back pedal didn't really help.
No, I got stuck on the roof. It was
Well, when you jump down in front of a hive tyrant.
There's only so many things you can do.
The codex is only appropriate in arid primates.
They cannot get
Is
wet
there
from
anything
us.
else that you want, Haywood?
I come fully equipped with faith in the Emperor.
No.
Wow.
Right off the showroom floor.
That's right. Right off the showroom floor, exactly.
Okay.
No
Skinny guy with no
upgrades.
armor up.
New Inquisitor smell.
It's gonna die.
Talking Facultas, we are in high orbit over Aquas Aquila.
Gentlemen, before we step off ship,
You're not off ship. You're being summoned to the bridge by the captain very respectfully. You're the highest ranking beings on the ship, so you've been treated very respectfully all along. Most of the crew is terrified of the space wolf. Okay, they avoid him like the plague. Everybody else
well they should be.
very intimidated by the rest of you, except for you. They're kind of like, how do you do it? They're like gods. They're so huge. And okay, so you're being summoned by the captain to the bridge. Whenever you have something you'd like to do beforehand, go ahead and let me know.
I just want to make sure we have a chance to meet with him before we step off ship.
You've worked with him in the past.
Oh, is he good?
You are confident that he will at least provide you the technical information and knowledge that you need for
He's the right man for this job.
Right.
Excellent.
Exactly. Maybe not other jobs, but this job.
All right, one other thing I want to discuss before we meet with the captain is who's best equipped to have discussions with people on planet. Okay.
I'll discuss with them if you want.
Out? No.
It'll be short and to the point.
I have my fellowship is slightly higher than yours, so I can.
How about the normal-sized human? That
Me.
would be a good option.
No, I have those kind of skills: air of authority, talk to people, good reputation.
Well, you're also an inquisitor, and you have
do that in
to
character.
So I guess that's my point. Is as a team, brothers, I want to make sure that we understand that Inquisitor Haywood will be taking the lead in most of our communications, where it seems to make the our
Humans
slightly
feel
little
more
brothers more
Yes,
comfortable than when we speak.
Rather than us having to speak with these lowly humans, we can have another lowly human do it for us.
When appropriate, you can take his second turn if he's ill-equipped.
I'm used to dealing with,
Normal human.
the arrogance of Space Marines. Doesn't bother me. I'm fine.
Nice. Okay, so you're going to the bridge?
Yes.
Okay, even on a small frigate such as this, sword-class frigate, the bridge is a very large affair, probably about the size of this room. Okay, and most of the crewmen are actually servitors that are plugged into their different stations, although there are many naval personnel wandering the bridge as well. The captain is standing on a large stanchion-raised platform with his higher-ranking bridge crew. They all immediately pop to attention as you guys clang, clang, clang off the lift and onto the bridge itself. Out through the windows of the fore portion of the bridge, you see a massive orbital relay station, and there's just it looks like a huge column of coherent light, just white, blinding light, rising up from a watery, blue, swirling planet below. Okay, so that is High Orbital 1, right in front of you. And the captain nods to you. My lords, High Orbital 1 is one possible insertion point. Also, allow me to look at my aspect briefly. Okay.
Captain, when next you advise you're ready to meet, please make sure you also
Ready to meet.
Okay. I'm just waiting and looking and...
Point person. We should find out how we get from High Orbital 1 anywhere else.
Well, there's more than one possible insertion point he's looking at.
Okay, there... Hive Oceanus is the only urban center on the planet. It actually rises from a man-made island in the middle of a vast, vast ocean. And it is geographically, roughly in the middle of the entire field of massive tidal collectors for the energy.
And that's the only...
That's the only hive, the only city on the planet. Okay?
Captain, how large is this flotilla?
I assume.
I'd like you to
What do you mean by
prepare
low tiller?
How many ships in
tactical
your fleet
information
around
on.
this?
Oh, and
Around this planet.
As a storm warden, I would
there are some
imagine that you'll be
freighters,
best
there are
able to
some
determine
energy,
if there'll be any
cargo
issues with
vessels
entering the hive.
connected to the high orbitals.
Okay.
Aren't you good with isn't that what storm warden
Do any scans show enemy vessels, unusual warp signatures?
Nope. We were hailed as normal as we entered the system. All of the
They're best known for, like,
all
armed
of the
warfare.
procedures were followed.
Maybe I'm thinking of
correctly.
maybe I'm thinking of a
Look out
different
the
chapter.
windows
Then
of
I thought you
Hierarchical
guys were
One
the ones who were good at
and
like
try to make a perception, see if I perceive any issues
taking
with
over
the
fortified positions.
That's the Imperial Fist.
obvious or less obvious damage or connected.
No, there is no damage visible whatsoever to high orbital one, and from your perspective as a space wolf, there doesn't seem. I mean, it's very hard for you to even tell
From here, right?
what's going on as far as the architecture is concerned, but nothing screams at you that anything is.
So we have two insertion points. The hive.
You have three. You have yeah. You have the high orbital.
Our main weapons are surprise and fear.
and these torches. Okay. No. You have the high orbital. You have the hive. There are several different landing points somewhere over the skin of the hive, or you could land at one of the primary collection points. Where the tidal shifting is used to generate the.
How do you get from orbital 1 to the planet?
In the hive.
How do you get from orbital 1 to the planet?
That's an excellent question. You will have a Storm Raven, a personal craft that's capable of re-entry and doing traveling within the.
Is orbital 1 crewed by any?
Is it crewed? Yes. It's a vast space station with its own security person. It's the size of a massive city.
And would there be transference between the planet and orbital 1 generally? So
yes,
if there was taint on the planet, there will be taint on orbital 1.
Correct. Yes.
Well,
I would imagine we
choose our primary.
I say we go talk to the governor. Right to the
No,
source.
I say we land outside
Gentlemen,
the government's
suggestions?
No, all right. I say
we
Providence of the Energy Surges is our primary mission. So let's start with the orbital one that went down and then came back online. With
alternative approaches.
I say we assess
Talk to the governor.
immediately.
What?
Assess the governor's loyalty
Agreed.
immediately.
I landing upon the
But I
hive.
hate to agree with them. I agree with the Dark Angel.
I also agree. Landing upon the hive would give us an
Wanna do this?
opportunity to achieve our secondary mission objective immediately, and give us some well-earned intelligence towards what is actually going on.
I agree with the apothecary. I think we should check out the source of the energy.
Were you part of this conversation?
Ignore him. He's of no value. Not him. Not you. You are respected. I agree with your opinion.
Can we have a conversation in our helmets that he can't hear?
Yes. Go to private channel.
Excluding the Inquisitor from his own operation seems like a bad idea to me.
Microbead Vok.
Gentlemen, if the governor's tainted and we land on orbital 1, he'll be forewarned. So it may be best to approach the governor directly.
Agreed.
You are the leader.
Now that you agree with us, we will do what you want to do.
What is your opinion, Inquisitor?
I want to see the energy signatures. I'm most concerned about them, but I agree that visiting the governor is not a faulty approach.
Excellent.
We'll be taking the Storm Raven.
So the Storm Raven, you mount up in the Storm Raven in the massive belly of the frigate. You make your insertion point. The Storm Raven is what's going on? Okay, the Storm Raven is being crewed by inquisitorial staff. It is very well flown. You guys are in the passenger compartment in the rear. However, you could go up and look through the viewports if you wish. Rising from the ocean, there's no land in sight, is a massive hive. You all know the signature conical shape of a hive. There are several different landing arrays that are lifted up out of the syncrete skin of the hive. You know that the higher you go in the hive, the closer you are to the nobles and the lords of the planet. So the closest landing pad is to the top is probably the one that you're looking for. The crew of the Storm Raven are in communication with local air control, and you are directed and given access to the primary landing pad, which is at the very top of the hive.
Work the scanners directly. Make sure that We're prepared with any weapons necessary.
Make us the guns so.
Librarian Concord. By the way, the ship scans up above showed no unusual warp signatures or other scans.
Did you do that?
Yeah, remember? That's the captain.
Oh, you did.
You did.
I thought.
I do remember saying that.
Wait, did you feel that? The universe has shifted.
I tap.
The Matrix.
I tap a Inquisitor near a scanner on the shoulder, just like in Star Trek. He leaves his station, so I can.
Okay, so you're manning the sensors.
Yep.
And what are you specifically looking at and or for
I want to look for.
as you make your approach towards Oceanus?
Well, he'll run the standard checks, of course.
No, because
Any anomalies on the
they've been
surface?
keeping those at 99%. So I want to look at like the logs, like I don't know how to say this real speak, 2-3 levels beneath to try to find altered, mismatched tech.
So you're not actually looking at sensors. You want to actually break into the data net of the planet.
Right.
Yes.
I don't think you
I
can
don't
do
think
that
you
from
can
this
do
ship.
that from this storm raven.
No, I want you to scan where we're landing and make sure if there's anything out of the ordinary you need to know about. The massive weapon system.
Threat assessment.
Sure.
Don't you feel you're being a bit overcautious, librarian? We're here just to see the governor. Let's get it over with.
Agreed. I like the cut of your kilt, sir.
What would this be?
Your valuable men.
What's your
And brothers, sons of the Emperor can never be
so you don't know
caught.
if you pass or fail.
Okay.
Whenever you are required to make any sort of perception check, I'll ask you what your target number is. I'll be rolling, so you don't know whether you pass or fail.
Awareness check.
Awareness. Sorry. Yes, awareness.
How do you know what it is?
That's your perception.
This is all as we're approaching.
Awareness skill.
I do.
I don't want to hold up any landing. We'll just land.
No. That's what I say. You're making you're gliding into your approach pattern. Okay, as you approach through the windscreen, those of you who are up front notice that there is a PDF, a Planetary Defense Force presence on the landing pad. There's a small honor guard as well that are dressed in slightly more gaudy uniforms that are clearly awaiting your arrival. You make your screaming descent with your Storm Raven, not nearly as brutal as the last time you landed on a planet. You haven't shattered any paving stones this time around. You come down, you land, the door opens, you guys come on down. Again, you are led into the up through sideways through the hive. Everybody, let me know what's your perception.
43.
And you have awareness as a skill.
Yes.
Okay. I have awareness of 42.
Okay.
42.
43.
Okay.
53.
Ooh.
And
I have 45 plus my awareness plus my heightened senses. What about this?
so everybody but the Dark Angel and the Space Wolf, who are probably in the back of the group bickering with each other anyway. Okay, you notice that there seems to be, as you walk through the thoroughfares, the streets of the hive, there aren't as many people as you would anticipate. It's almost as if people are hiding from you, which would be understandable, and you've experienced that in the past. But there seems to be those people that you are seeing. There's more of a furtive, almost a nervousness that seems to have something more behind it than the usual fear that is incurred by Space Marines walking the streets.
As a librarian, do I have the ability to sense my surroundings to see?
I have what you have for your sinus science.
Yeah.
Siniscence, thank you. That's another good thing we have Ross here for. Siniscence is actually you sensing warp disturbances.
Yes, and psychic powers.
Psychic powers.
Even without the briefing, this place would be clear that something's rotten here.
There seems to be something wrong. Denmark.
Oceanus.
Or Oceanus. Okay.
So we're
we
are
reach out
proceeding to the
generally?
governors.
Like, would a librarian reach out generally to feel that, or it wouldn't apply? You'd have to target it on someone. Or...
There is a range on it, and it is equal to your psi rating, so you can expend it out if you want, but it's in meters.
Yeah, so
It's generally short range.
Okay.
But
So we
I'm sure Craig would tell you if you felt something, huge.
There was
Great disturbance in the force.
Something strange about that cat.
as if 10,000 fish screamed all at once, and then were silent.
Oh, there it goes again.
Got him. All right, excellent.
Okay, you're led into the throne room. Now, this is a hive, so it's a different affair than the other planets that you've been on recently in the past. So it's almost like the interior of a humongous, enormous spaceship. So it's more bulkheads and large chambers and huge glass doors and that sort of thing. The palace has been gussied up a lot. There's a lot of hanging tapestries and fabrics that have been brought in to hide the bulkheads and the iron to make it look more like a palace. There are guards in evidence, a massive amount of guards. Probably a little more than you would have anticipated, but it's not as if there's a standing army waiting for you as you come through the final huge doors. Massive glass doors open, and then you're in the throne room. Pillars that are entirely ornamental, large stone pillars are parading in columns down in front of you, and there's a huge dais at one side. How would you pronounce that?
Dais.
Dais, good. Okay.
You're the English teacher.
That word doesn't show up half the time when I do spell check.
That's one of the great things about role-playing games. They teach you all these weird words.
Exactly, yeah.
Like brazier.
Or shillelagh.
Okay, on the throne is a small, rabbity-looking man in robes that seem like they're a little too big for him. Okay, he's got less hair than I do here, and it's all tufted out to the sides, and there's an awful lot of hand-wringing. He has some advisors around him, all of whom look relatively nervous. Yes.
Well, I'd like to maybe, because since we have some of the Xenos and I also have some of the Medicaid, maybe just try to determine why he looks a little disheveled, to see if there's something that I may have seen before relative to other conditions on other planets that I've been to where the governors have been possessed.
Undernourished, and like he may be suffering from some sort of psychological, like a massive anxiety disturbance. Very shifty eyes. Nothing else that you can really notice.
I'd like to relate that to our
over your Vox.
Yeah, to the Inquisitor.
This guy's a total nut job.
My perceptions up using my heightened senses to see if I can smell any unusual life.
So I assume your helmet is off.
I'm actually going to take my helmet off as well.
Okay.
And that's going to reveal the lightning bolt tattoo across my one eye.
Very nice.
Nice ink.
I'm not taking mine off because my face has been horribly scarred.
Okay.
Make way for the left hand of the Emperor. The Emperor's Inquisition.
Oh, jeez. Now everybody takes a step back. All the humans, all the advisors, even the guards are braced. They seem even more nervous. You sense there is something on the air. You can't identify it, but there is something beyond human contact.
Can I get a direction?
Is the governor sitting above us?
Yes.
Is there a stairway up to him?
There's a small flight of stairs. There's
We'll
something
approach all the way up to him, to even ground.
So you're going right up to the.
Even ground.
He is shrinking into the throne as you approach.
I will not.
Hey, my lords. Welcome. I'm sure you'll see that all of the reports are as they should be. We are producing exactly as much power as anticipated. We are down 1%. I'm terribly sorry about that. And I will make anything you need at your disposal. Absolutely.
I'm going to stand right behind Haywood and just kind of stand there.
I'll stand off just next to him on one shoulder.
He has advisors next to him?
Yes,
I stare directly at one and just
one at random.
My helmet's still on.
And cock your heavy bolter. I got my hand on the trigger.
I start running my finger down the chainsaw so they can see.
You actually turn. Governor, I would like.
Olden cuts his finger. Okay,
it gets
what
infected.
Are you doing?
His Space Marine blood doesn't handle it.
And a Buzz Light comes.
I would like full access to the data servers, please.
Oh, full service, absolutely. That's what I'm here for. We just want to help.
And I want to do a mind scan to see if there's any other sentient minds.
that.
Are you talking to the governor? Or?
I think he was not saying that out loud.
Right.
That's it in my head voice.
Now, Governor, I'm going to scan your mind.
And I would like to do a mind scan.
Everybody in the room can line up. I'm just going to start doing hands.
I forgot to use Dave's method. And I'd like to do a mind scan.
That's right. Can we get a little bit of blood?
Okay, you do your mind scan. You're looking for other life forms.
For the listeners, Ross is now rubbing his eyes.
That you can't differentiate. You're at the top of a hive full of millions upon millions upon millions of people.
Yeah, I messed up. I was thinking for psychic minds, but it's just sentient minds.
Right.
You have lots.
Okay, so my access absolutely to the data net, of course.
Bring me there.
Bring you there to the.
But there could be more.
You do understand that's like somebody saying, "Bring me to the internet."
Bring me to the access port.
Forgive my impatience, Inquisitor, but I cannot stand this any longer.
No,
Governor, what is wrong with your world?
You're our face man.
I point my finger directly at him when I say that.
You can.
I'm just ignoring that. Okay.
Give you a freebie.
Same.
Yeah. Okay, so the space wolf you start noticing is sort of prowling around the edges of the group.
Sniffing people.
Sniffing.
Totally.
There's nothing wrong with my world. We're almost at capacity. 99% of the energy we're supposed to be providing. Everything is going according to the mandates of the Imperium. I don't know what you mean. What's wrong?
Governor, you don't look well. There's definitely something wrong.
I haven't been eating. I mean, that's
Brothers,
nothing,
as we discussed.
My stomach isn't what it used to be. I'm an old man.
Enough!
Brothers, as we discussed, Haywood.
Yes, Governor. Everything looks fine. As a matter of fact, the Imperium might like to reward you for such efficiency. I just need to check a couple things, and we can continue our business here.
Reward?
Then we would.
Yes.
And I have been doing my absolute best, Inquisitor.
It may be time to call
I assure you. I can have some of my men bring you immediately to one of the DataNet transfer points and give you access to any of the records you need. In fact, all of you could go if you want. Or I could provide quarters for you. Would you like some place to rest?
Haywood should come along.
One moment, and
we're going to send
certainly
Haywood.
don't think there's any need for me to leave my throne room.
Logan, go with Haywood.
Him?
Yep.
Brother, something is very wrong here. I mislike leaving this room without understanding what that is.
As you wish. I'll follow you.
Let's go, Space Wolf.
Fear not, brother.
Okay, so you two are off. You're led by several of the very gaudily dressed planetary defense men.
It'll be good to have a Space Wolf to guard my back.
I do the heavy side.
So while they're walking, we'll hold. Governor, it's not appropriate to have this conversation with such a large audience.
But these are all my advisors, my loyal men.
Clear your advisors, or we'll take this meeting to a more private setting.
I'm sure they'll be fine. My guards, certainly, they don't need to leave. I mean, look, they're loyal men, every one of them.
I think you'll be
They're
perfect.
as loyal as I am.
You'll be safe in the arms of the Emperor's left hand.
Wow.
I scratch my head at that point. Yeah.
That's my first day as a librarian. Lexicanum is a
He
tough
actually
act for
seems
anyone.
to sit a little bit straighter in the throne and says, "No, that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't believe that's necessary." My advisors, absolutely, and snaps his hand, and they're all look very relieved to be leaving through several side doors. Okay, the soldiers do not look happy to be staying, but he's gesturing for them not to leave, and in fact to move forward. There's about 30 of them when they all start to step forward, and not a single one of them looks like they're happy to be where they are.
What? Can I continue the question, Governor?
I just want to say for the record, how cool would it be
Take
in
a
the
sample,
future to just
perhaps,
mow
of
them
his
all down?
flesh for the apothecary to study.
Governor, I know that you have been under a great deal of stress, and you claim to
Well,
not
that's
be
not
eating well.
stress. It's my job, and I've been doing a very
Do you
good job.
stand and interrupt a brother in the Space Marine service?
Of the left hand of the Emperor.
As
A very
required.
odd look goes over the governor's face. And there is you're not there to smell it. So never mind. You can't smell that. There may have been the humidity of the room may have risen by a couple hundredths of 1 degree as the governor pees himself.
Hold your tongue, Governor.
Well, good. That should be a good DNA sample right there. No, I'd like to do a more thorough analysis of the governor, possibly taking a blood sample. No, I'm taking a blood sample.
Tell the governor what it is that you're doing.
Show me on the doll where the apothecary is.
Oh, God, that was priceless.
Oh, boy. Well.
Thank you, Ross. That was Ross Watson.
Send your emails to
Craig.
How are we doing our little mini quest over here?
Okay, well, meanwhile,
Back to
leave
the
you
ranch.
guys for a few minutes, okay? You're being led into a side chamber, which is obviously a security checkpoint, which has several secure data terminals, and they're whatever you need. Is there anything else you require?
Yes. Take us to the main terminal. And then I give him a look to like
Main terminal.
looking. I don't trust this little data
You mean
point.
like the headquarters?
Yeah. I want to go like to the main junction.
The PDF headquarters is
Not the
a mile and a
headquarters,
half from here.
I'm afraid these.
He wants to be linked into the core data.
You can link into the core data net from this room.
Okay.
This is the primary security checkpoint for the governor's throne room.
So run a security protocol or something to make sure that you're not having any corrupted data.
Okay, I like
Trying to
that.
help him convey his thoughts. You're obviously not helping. Lick his balls. Nip his...
You want to go for the sewer and Cedars and play his character? That might be easier.
The rest is just thinking of all the editing he's going to have to
I'm
do.
just thinking it might be kind of cool to let him play his guy.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So regular security
use.
scan. Yep.
What else are you doing?
Yeah, you're right
While
in
they're doing
there.
their thing,
Everything
like, I
seems to
figured
be in
before I should
order
kinda decide how
on the
to
primary
That's
level.
kinda useless
You
in
want to
this
start
situation.
digging
It's gonna
deeper.
be
You
standing
said
on
now
what's
that
going
you've got access. You have access. You are
Question of guard.
going to try, I assume, to set yourself up so that putting programs in place so that you will observe. You will make sure you're not being observed while you're digging deeper.
My problem is, I feel
I tell the two guys to beat it.
Yeah, I like that plan.
it's not an Inquisitor
They're
game
gone.
where you do
Close the door behind you.
They nod and they go.
cloak and dagger and
Yeah,
foundation
okay.
stuff. So
Yeah, I say to my
Make this fast.
space wolf companion, I say, I'm
What's
concerned that
going
the
on?
data that
I'll be
we'll be getting will be
you know,
Well, remember,
the data they want us
your
to
personal
see.
demeanor is what
I don't know data, but I know this. Something's wrong in
That's
that
a
room,
good
and the
place to
longer we're
start.
gone, the more danger our brothers are in. Get
core
this
to grab
done.
onto is like,
You
you
can
and
head
I,
back.
I'm a proud
I'm fine
space
here.
marine.
Done.
And, it's a good way to get start bouncing off what the other people do too. You'll start
yeah,
looking
so
at what's your place in this team.
So I'm trying
How is
to
it going to
find,
relate
yeah,
to
so
what
that's
your
my
character
concern.
sees?
I want
as
to
a
do.
whole?
I want to see
So I'm
around
proud.
what
How would you
they've put up
describe
for
it?
us.
Hot-blooded.
hot-blooded.
Studious.
Actually, 2 seconds later, the door opens up. I'm there again. Damn it! I was ordered to guard you and you're objecting on the mission. I can't leave you as much as I like.
I have that.
You're stuck with me, idiot. Now get it done.
I'll do that twice. You know, from what
You have a vague sense that things are not going well.
I'm trying to give him an opportunity to
access.
Well, I'm trying. Like I just sometimes like
It's easy to work this kind of stuff with you.
And you're getting through. You think you're through several layers of security, but there's something that's telling you that it's the fault. It's not the fault of the data that you're getting. That you actually aren't doing what you are seeking to do. Okay. So you're working on that for a while.
It depends on how much you want to bring it up.
Okay. Meanwhile, back at the throne room. So I don't understand. You want to do a checkup?
So, as the chapter apothecary, I'm always interested. Apothecary.
It's fine.
Apothecary.
Apothecary. It's like Millennium Falcon. Sometimes I can't say it. As the medic.
What the hell is an aluminum falcon?
As the medic, I'm also concerned with the overall well-being. If you're going to be running this planet, it's obviously creating great stress on you. I think there's something wrong. I'm a space marine.
So you just want me? What do you want me to disrobe here in the middle of my throne room?
I can. What? Blood sample. Just a blood sample. Prick of your finger.
I don't think that's necessary. No, I'm not going to let you have a drop of my blood.
It wasn't really a request.
Holden.
It was not.
I think maybe we need to give Aiden a moment to explain to the governor why this is so important.
There's a flexing sound as Aiden cracks his neck and knuckles and then steps forward threateningly towards the Inquisitor. I also want to point out that, by the way, my power armor history is called Terror Be Thy Friend.
Yes,
it's carven with images of alien skulls and the Triskelions of the Celtic homeworld of the Sacris. So he's going to kind of walk over to him and loom as the shadow kind of crosses over and blots out the light from the throne room and say, Lord Governor, you would do well to listen to what my battle brothers have to say. We are not here to make requests. We are here to see this world cleansed of its taint. You have a choice to assist us or to stand in our way, and you should know what happens to those who stand in the way of the angels of death.
Sounds awesome.
I can make an intimidate check if you wish. All right. Intimidate is a strength skill. I have a strength of 43. You can add any bonuses you wish, but I'm going to roll with this die being high.
You tell me what you roll. You've done.
71.
And you had a what? A 40?
43.
43.
Yeah, that didn't roll so well. That's okay.
Well, You're not as intimidating as you have been in the past. However, you see that the robes on the governor's lap may have become even more damp. He puts.
Craig's holding his arm out right now.
Puts forth his finger and it's shaking as if he expects his entire finger is going to be removed.
And the soldiers move closer, correct?
The soldiers have not moved since the governor
use the reductor to pull out his organs. What? No, I just take a small sample using what?
Narthekian.
Yeah.
But you get it from here, not from here.
So we pull a sample.
Give him a digital record.
Remember, down the street, not across it.
Exactly. tell him, make a fist.
Don't kill him.
There's the beam.
I take a blood sample.
Okay.
Using some of the various medical equipment that is part of my equipment.
I just with alacrity. You don't manage to cut anything off. Right, that, yes. Don't yet. Okay. Very nice. Okay.
Wow.
Thank you for the sound effects.
Okay. You have your blood sample. He's shaking in his boots now. He's all but useless.
That's fine.
He's an absolute wreck. All of the soldiers now have their loyalty. You can tell. You can sense their loyalty is right on the breaking point.
Governor.
Okay, they're not going to be listening to his hold over them has basically been broken.
I turn and just pan the heavy bolter across them.
Nice.
Okay, they're all taking it. They're now as far away from you as they can get and still be in the room.
Governor. Your cooperation is always appreciated. Who is it that runs the energy facilities for your planet most directly?
That is Baron Ryan is in charge of the tidal generators, and Baron Loval is in charge of the high orbit.
With your permission, we'll take our leave.
Perhaps the governor would like to explain why he hasn't been responding to the astropathic calls.
A good question.
You'd have to ask the astropathic administration unit of the planet.
What kind of governor doesn't have control over his subjects?
As far as I am aware, all of the communication has been appropriate and followed through official channels.
Months have gone by, Governor, without any communication.
But that doesn't make any sense. The power transfers have gone as scheduled, and all of the power outputs of the reports have been made.
You're lying.
The Deathwatch just doesn't show up.
Should you wish to live, Governor, much less remain in your post, you should tell us the truth.
I can't help it. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I just...
Broken leg.
You've broken the governor. He sobs into his hands. I don't know.
See, it's a bad cop, worse cop.
What do you want to know?
Everything.
First, there was the big
started when I was a small boy.
Then, matter cooled and formed planets.
Governor,
Skip ahead a few million. Let's start.
Governor, it's obvious you're not in control here. Who is in control?
That's not true. I'm in complete control.
Except of my blood, it seems.
What happened to the inquisitorial team that was sent here?
I don't know. All I know is that Baron Ryan and Baron Loval have been very efficient in their work. I brought them on. They took over about 7 years ago, and they seemed to know a great deal about the generation of the power and then the transference, and they just told me that everything would be fine, and they paid their tithes and extra. I'm sorry, I took bribes. I'm sorry. But they didn't do anything bad. The plant's been producing more energy than necessary.
Lord Governor, if you
no one was hurt.
Lord Governor, if you give us something useful, we'll leave you alone. But we've got to track down the source of this corruption in your planet.
There's no corruption. It's just working very, very well. I don't know what to tell you.
Baron Ryan and Baron
Roval.
Where might we find these noblemen?
I don't know. They don't have any. I mean, I would assume that.
You are a spineless, powerless man who has no command over his own people. You do not deserve to be an imperial governor. Inquisitor, I suggest you revoke his role.
I don't think we're there.
He's not here.
Well, I'll say over the radio. Inquisitor, have you been listening?
No.
He's been suffering.
I will praise him of what has been going on, and
okay.
I would recommend you revoke the governor's hereditary rank at once.
Writ of command.
That'd be fun. It'll be done.
That'd be fun.
Okay, I tell you all the time.
Right.
Oh, you're voxing me.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. It'll be done.
Very well.
You're embroiled in trying to figure out the data net.
The real
I suggest we get back with the Inquisitor and then consider tracking down these two barons.
Find out who leads these guardsmen and have them meet together.
Meanwhile, the most savage man in the team is locked in a little tiny room watching a man work at a computer.
Blame the leader.
This is what I see
Better
in
to
space.
protect our most valuable asset than a pit bull.
All right, let's visit
The assumption would be that Baron Loval is in the high orbital somewhere.
Yep.
Okay? And Baron Ryan, you don't know where he would be. He's in charge of those 3 massive tidal arrays.
Maybe in one of the
out in the
arrays.
ocean. He could be in one of those. He could be in the high orbital because he's also in charge of the power transfer.
I want to
He could
have...
be somewhere in the hive.
All right.
And the governor, you know, is going to be useless.
Let's do a check with the Inquisitor. What have you found?
What I found is I'm unable to access the data that I need to access. It seems like I'm running the right commands and subroutines, but I keep getting error messages.
Is there any, are there any...
Machine spirit is recalcitrant.
Yes. We're mixing our space opera with our dark gothic.
Are there any one of, do we want to have him look to see if there's any one of the collection points that seems to be producing more energy than the others? Specifically, maybe that's where the Baron is. Maybe he hangs out.
Okay, so that's basically
get a boss.
Inquisitor, would you could you please check the power?
No, don't go.
The governor has clued us into some factors that we'd like you to dig deeper into. We need to, at some point, contact Baron Ryan and Baron Lowval. I'd like you to search the data nets. Is there...
Yes. All right, so he's going to do that search, but...
I have an idea.
Kale has something first.
I walk up to one of the soldiers, the one that looks the least scared.
He's got the most highest rank, too.
Yeah, okay.
Who is the captain of the guard for this planet, the PDF?
The captain? You mean like the colonel in charge of the entire PDF? Colonel Smith?
And where is he right now?
He just left through that door when you made the governor get rid of all of his advisors.
Bring him here.
You want me to go get the colonel?
Tell him the
Space Marines are not in the habit of repeating themselves.
Yeah. Tell him he's been summoned by Space Marines.
Sorry! Like, snaps, give you a really crisp salute, and pucks to right out the governor. You see the governor look at him because no enlisted man should be going through this door. This is into the sanctum sanctorum of the governor.
Well, aren't these these should be elite.
They're the
PDF.
elite guard, but you still don't go into the governor's private areas behind the throne.
That's where he keeps all his
Except on the day when the Space Marines are called to correct your business.
Exactly. Okay, so
Governor.
through the door with all of your enhanced senses, you hear. And the PDF soldier comes back out. The colonel is not currently available.
Take me to him.
Now.
The door opens.
I'm going to put my helmet back on.
And a
Ben,
man
with
in
the
a very
Inquisitor,
elaborate uniform,
return to us.
shoulder braids and epaulets and a guillette and an aguillette comes out and goes, sorry, what can I do for you?
Logan, you'll be needed in a minute.
This guy isn't played by John Cleese.
Is this Colonel? Is this a Colonel?
This is the colonel.
Colonel, how organized is the PDF on this planet?
It's extremely organized.
And you have contact with all units on all regions of the planet?
I absolutely do.
How quickly can you find Baron Ryan for us?
Well, my men aren't. They're not investigators. We can make it.
If you protect the governor, do you protect the Baron?
Yes, we are responsible for the Baron's security, but there's not a wandering detail that goes with him. I can check. Would you like me to check and see if he's in any of the standard locations where the security will be maintained?
Reach out to your forces and find out.
May I leave and come back? I need to go to the security post.
I need to go to the little colonel's room.
I need to go to the
Should we send someone with him? Yeah.
You're not there.
We're going to wait until Logan returns.
He boxed him and told me to come back.
I told him, I said, Logan, I'll need you in a minute. I asked him to double
You didn't tell
time.
me when. You want me now?
Yeah.
You
You could hear, well, you've worked with me for a long time. You heard the urgency in my voice.
Okay. No, I didn't. I need an order. I heard you. I'll need you in a minute. That's all I heard. I'm still guarding our primary asset.
So.
I can't. You want to leave him alone? You told me he's a primary asset. You want me there now? Call me.
Are you a space marine or private?
I'm guarding our primary asset.
Logan, what's your ETA?
We should be there in 5 minutes.
Are you done yet? We got to move.
Yes, I've left subroutines that'll communicate to me the information we need.
I prayed to the machine.
That was awesome, Rick.
All right.
Okay, so you are convinced that you have established rituals within the thought engine that will communicate to you should the information become available. And you guys are marching up. It's going to take them several minutes to get there as the colonel stands.
Colonel, who's your second in command?
Captain Joseph. How deep do you think I went with it?
Hey, I'm making you work for this one. People are paying customers.
That's right.
Colonel, who's the third platoon sergeant? In your entire chain of command. Down to the third private.
Sorry, forget the question. Summon your second in command.
he's not here right now. He's
Summon the next in command that can be here in 3 minutes.
well. There's a flag lieutenant. Okay, and
What's his name?
We're wasting time here, brother.
We're waiting on Logan.
Robalo.
What are you trying to do?
Just
Just
general.
When Logan walks into the room, I'm going to tell Logan to kill the colonel and have the other guy take command if he fails us.
What are you, Darth Vader now?
Yeah, why not? We're not getting a lot of cooperation from these guys.
Okay, what's your perception? Perception.
43. Oh, what is it? 53.
Yeah. Okay. The colonel is a stand-up guy. You can sense that he's doing his best for you. There's a certain air. Let me test this for you also.
My assumption is that the PDF's probably the most organized on the planet.
Not only that, but you're actually also sensing. You rolled very well on the screen. I'll just let you know. Okay, that there's a certain level of contempt for the governor in all this.
Okay.
Okay. The colonel is trying to help you, and you're not.
That's our best network to find this guy.
Right. Well, here's the thing: is we are kind of firing ourselves down. Like all we need to do is say we want to find Baron Ryan and Baron Loval.
Okay.
That's what we want to find, and I say we focus on. Yeah.
Right, and I'm telling you, all I have to do is go to the command center, and I can do that for you.
Okay, go. I said we let him go.
Okay.
We know where Baron Loval is. He's on board He's on board the high orbital.
Right.
We know where he should be. He's on the high orbital.
Okay, so the colonel leaves. He passes you. So you on your way to the throne room, see a very harried-looking gentleman in a very elaborate uniform storm past and kind of like look at you askance and go to the other side of the hallway as it skirts you around. Okay, he goes in the direction that you're coming from. You guys go back into the throne room. You see that the governor is just a broken wreck in the throne. All of the PDF are around the walls now, and they're doing their best to slowly crawl into the metal.
No, actually, no. Leave them here. Yeah,
through the fabric of the tapestries.
That's probably beyond our duties.
And the Marines are all just standing up on the dais, just sort of talking amongst themselves.
We're still pushing his work. Right.
A swift strike to the high orbital is what we need. I say we go at once.
To the high orbital? Start with the other guy?
That's where we should find Baron Loval.
Are we going to wait to see if is that what the...
I say no, we've waited enough.
What'd you call me for?
Change of plans.
Okay, the colonel comes back. Nothing's bringing them, okay? Baron Loval is on high orbital 1. And I have apprised him of the situation, and I have told him that he needs to make himself available immediately. He can be down within an hour, or he can be waiting for you should you go up to the high orbital. And Baron Ryan is actually at the Tidal Generator 1, which is in a maintenance phase at the moment between tidal shifts.
I'm worried about going to the high orbital and getting shot out of space. To be perfectly honest.
Wow.
Aiden.
Is the apothecary always a coward? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Make the call.
I say the high orbital is where we should go.
Agreed.
Get it done.
I say, Colonel, based on the information provided to me by Space Marine Aiden, you are now in temporary command of this planet. Keep it secured until further notice.
But
you're the acting pro tem governor.
He looks at the governor.
And we just walk away.
The governor on the throne. You hear but, and then you hear. Please take the governor back to his private chambers.
Does the governor pop his head out?
He never left the throne.
He never left the throne. He's on the throne.
Say, Brother Aiden, do you suspect taint in this governor?
This place reeks.
According to the information provided by Inquisitor Lord Salonius, he lied to us.
I put a bolt round in his head.
Okay, go ahead and take your ballistic skill check.
We can do that.
Is he actually? Totally legit. He's an Inquisitor.
Where's my...
Wait, he needs a ballista still?
Before you run, he might dodge. He's going to run.
Rafe, wait.
Yeah, what?
Killer line, come on.
What's that?
Nice. That's a fat 10.
10.
You have been found to be disloyal.
You have been judged and found wanted.
Bang.
Even with bonus?
While this is going on, I'm still walking out. This is beneath my
Okay, so just to give you a kind of an idea, the colonel says take the governor back to his back to his quarters, and 2 PDF guys start going very hesitantly. Everybody else is sort of walking. All the Marines are leaving, and the Inquisitor turns around and goes, puts a bolt right through the governor's head.
Now that right there, that's 40K. That's metal.
That's awesome.
Okay. You hear the colonel go, something a cleaning detail. Remove that thing from the throne.
Colonel, you've been promoted. Do not fail me as seated.
I say after the bolt round explodes and said, Governor, I find your faith lacking.
The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am.
That was awesome.
Okay, well, there you go.
Oh, wow, we can do this all night.
Yeah.
Left
And
the
scene.
planet in the command of the colonel.
Pro-Tem.
Colonel Smith. Now General to Governor Smith.
Governor Smith.
Okay.
He prefers to use his old pronunciation of Smythe.
Spies.
My spell with a Y.
That's
Which I do believe is secondary objective 1 has been achieved. Okay, through
on to the energy pod.
rather
Hey,
nasty.
we questioned him first. He was taking bribes.
We assessed his loyalty, and we put some loyal in charge.
You absolutely did.
Yeah, you told us Smythe was loyal, so we just put a loyal guy in the governor's seat.
There you go. Okay.
Awesome.
Done and done.
Okay, so now you're going back to the Storm Raven, and your plans are going to Orbital 1. Is that the plan?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we ask you to power down on our way up there? Like, huh?
I have a jump pack. I'm good.
Oldest, did you study the governor's website?
I asked him before, but the governor's blood sample. Any results?
You are
He's
100% confident that there was no medical taint or detectable taint in the sample that you got.
Okay.
So it wasn't something in his flesh.
Yeah, he wasn't corrupted. Oh well.
Simply because his flesh was not tainted doesn't mean his mind had not been broken.
I have a new DNA scan that tests loyalty.
I think I figured it out.
Right.
Okay.
Got it from
So
that
the Storm Raven.
Yeah. I took apart a nuclear bomb and was able to build a Cylon-type detector.
Yes. That worked so well.
3 universes is too much, man. Leave it 2.
All right, we're heading to the space orbital station.
Yes, squishy.
Okay. Give me a moment to
Adjust my pants.
I need to get in here and draw some stuff.
We're moving to the battle board.
Coming up.
My spidey sense is tingling.
I think there might be a fight. I don't know why. Somehow.
So Craig, for listeners at home, is drawing on the battle board with a erasable marker.
Not a password is.
Today's secret word is rubber duck. Rubber.
Those are sliding doors.
Nice. French?
Nice.
It's got a nice patio, furniture.
Little windows outside.
Smiley faces.
So he's drawing, it looks like the hangar bay, and it looks like that might be the Storm Raven we'll be arriving in.
Yeah, basically, it's
All right.
you get the idea.
So it looks like a big square holding the Storm Raven.
And it's really tight spot.
With 2 doors.
Fair, I mean,
Our pilots are awesome.
This here is a massive airlock that's now closed.
Nice.
Okay. So you go ahead and put yourselves. There's a ramp. You can go down from the front.
Well,
of that.
It's like kill.
Wait, that's actually the back of the...
That's the back.
Apparently, I'm hanging where the Dreadnought goes.
Right.
Okay, I'm not... This is where the thing is.
The ramp is on the front.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, try it.
Okay.
Somewhere up front.
So put yourselves somewhere up front.
Check out those elf ears.
Nice.
Playing a changeling game. Pick them up last minute.
Nice. That's awesome.
Okay, the Inquisitor is right up front. That's awesome. Put the guy without armor up front.
Yeah, let's put that guy baby behind us.
Okay.
You're the leader, right?
That's
Well, why
like
don't we
the
go out the sliding doors on the side?
whatchamacallit scene and
No, this is the ramp on the
stuff.
front.
It's like a Thunderhawk.
It's not a pansy.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is this is the way out of the airlock, I thought.
Right.
So going into the wall right there.
Not very bright.
That was my only
point.
question.
Well, I thought this is the bottom of the ramp.
Yeah, well,
I stand.
I don't need to be in the front.
And remember, you're supposed to be greeted by the governor or by the Baron's.
Have we been greeted by anyone?
No, you got all of the correct. You got all of the correct entrance codes and everything seemed fine. All communication ceased as soon as this door closed.
Logan, Aiden. Take us in.
Does the door open?
This door here?
Yeah.
No.
Sensory check.
A sensor check of what kind?
So,
I remove my helmet.
Craig, just so you know,
Gotcha.
they're taking the lead. I'm taking responsibility for the Inquisitor.
Okay.
This door is locked.
It is.
And as I say that, I'm going to go ahead and draw my pistol.
Okay.
Already by pistol.
I'm smelling.
You're smelling. You are. It's very hard to smell anything. There are fuel fumes. There seems to be.
I'm going to try and force the door open.
Do the rest of the stuff.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a strength check.
Mine is on.
All right.
15 out of 43.
Okay, the door is slowly wrenched open. There is. I'm drawing again. There's a large hallway. Okay. Well, it's pretty big.
It's bigger than Storm.
Okay. So it's wider than the Storm Raven.
It is
Is it bigger than a bread box?
It is much bigger than a bread box. Okay, so there you go. That's what you're looking at. Now everybody roll for their initiative.
One die
Yeah.
on that?
You add your initiative bonus, which is your agility bonus. That's your add. Some guys may have armor. Does anybody have like a Fury like lightning?
Nope. Yeah, material.
No.
Okay, that's also +1.
Yeah.
Where's that?
14 for me.
Nice.
Give us a race.
11 for me.
Yeah, take your roll.
That's your All right, so I have
11.
I have a 14. Where the next
So is he.
You got a 14, Rose?
Yeah, 9 plus 5, right?
Your agility is
Okay.
51.
There's no more here. Somebody put these in order, and the foe got a 10.
Yeah. All right. So,
I think I'm
so you have a you have a 15,
14
and a +5.
14.
So you're
No, he's 14 total.
14 total.
3 of us are 14 total.
right, but he has a 51 agility, so he goes first, right? Isn't that how you do it?
The highest agility
rate?
is first.
All right. 42. So you're next. That's Zadkiel.
Yep.
Conquered. All right. Who's next after 14?
I have an 11.
I'm 11.
Agility.
45.
48.
48.
No, 41.
Is Eden.
It's a Wraith
Then
character. Doesn't
Logan.
make any
It's
sense.
Aiden.
Aiden.
Foes than me.
Foes.
I rolled back.
Yeah. It's Aiden.
Odin. Ready to save.
Okay, and you can go ahead and put it somewhere over there.
And you want to decide those.
Since I'm not going to do it.
Today, Andy will be holding the initiative board.
Okay, so you were forcing the door, right?
Yes, sir.
So that would be you. I'll say you leaned a little bit out as you were doing it. There's no surprise on either side. They're waiting for you, and you see them. And it's just like they took over the Carillion. No, anyway.
They look like little,
So they're
little
PDF.
rebels.
They look like PDF guys.
Little rebel dudes.
It would seem that the Barons prepared a warm welcome for us.
And, looks like they may be a Horde Magnitude 10. I don't know. So keep in mind that this is more than 10 guys. It's but just a big bomb. Okay. So, Haywood. You're in the back, keep in mind.
I'll delay.
You'll delay.
Right, you can hold.
Yeah, Zadkiel.
I'll head over this way to this door.
And you're going to open it?
Yeah, I gotta move, so.
Are you going to try to open it with your strength? Or are you going to try to open it with
just fire it open.
I can strap a melt wand to it.
finite.
I'll try and just open the door normally.
Okay, it's not. It didn't open. Okay, so that's
22.
20. Yeah. Okay. So you can force yours open. That's you for the turn. Concord.
Concord will hold.
Holding. Aiden.
Aiden will step down the hallway 5 meters.
Yeah.
Quick draw, frag grenade.
Oh, very nice.
A gift from the Emperor. Whoosh! And I'm going to haul it down the hallway there.
Yep.
Technically, they haven't shot at us yet.
They got guns out. The doors were locked. I'm considering this battle.
They're terrified.
And I'm also
the DM's drawn a map.
And
so
yes, you are hot-blooded. Check it and see.
So this is a...
Aiden's got a fever of 103.
This here is a pretext. For me to throw a grenade. I was waiting all day.
It's one of those days.
I have a ballistic skill of 39. The ward size bonus to hit is
it's a 10.
So 49.
So
all right, I will. Yeah, 49. I don't really care if I miss. I guess the yellow sign there. So 17.
Yes.
Blast 5.
Blast. So that's what 5. It takes
That's
out
5
5.
magnitude, yeah.
Do you have to roll the wound, or it just takes out 5 magnitude?
Pretty much. Well,
right.
pretty much takes
Well, it's a crack grenade.
It's a frag.
Frag. Okay, so half of the horde goes down, side down by small pieces of shrapnel that get ripped through this massive snapping explosion in the hallway.
And Aiden smiles.
Okay, Aiden smiles, and the rest of them disappear around the corner.
Don't you get pluses for the number of successes or something?
No, that's only in melee against hordes.
Oh, they ran.
Make way for the Inquisition.
And we mean business.
Logan.
How far can I sprint?
Okay, your numbers are right here on the bottom lower right.
Yep.
You can run if it's a straight line. Okay.
Yeah.
But you probably want to do full move.
Right.
That may be.
Which is what? 10, which is 10. So is that 10 squares?
Yep.
All right.
I presume.
Yeah,
they're one
it makes it easier.
Right. So no diagonals or diagonals?
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Are you going to tell the Dark Angel to keep up?
Yes. I don't know why I have a salamander, but
That's a space wolf.
Is that what it is?
Very cool. You are critical. now you're finding fault with my painting.
No, this doesn't look like a salamander.
I don't know why I have a salamander on my pad in yellow and black. I don't know.
It looks like a salamander.
You already moved the foe, right? Or...
They broke and ran. They're not right.
I'm chasing them.
Craig's like this. That's a space wolf. Huh. Okay. That's what you think so.
You say so.
Okay, so
So are
so
we still in
Logan.
combat if they broke?
What's that?
If they break, are we still in combat?
You don't know that they're.
Okay.
I mean, they're right. Yeah, they could be right there waiting for you.
I'm gonna move 10 towards this door that was ripped open by
by the.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will take my action now. Inquisitor, keep up.
Prudently not using the jump pack in the hallway. I like it. Okay,
Well, just
and
challenge accepted.
I have a 3 on the ground.
Right. We'll do that.
We had some mishaps with balconies in the past.
Russ jumped on top of the building and landed like
keeping up?
through the roof and was stuck like this. Well, a guy in the building.
I was thinking about I can scan, but I failed.
A loyal
I can scan for like
civilian.
psychic minds.
I'm gonna go talk to him. Sees the guy climbing up. You just stay there.
Don't move.
I meant to do that.
An hour before that is when he tried to get on the balcony and
he missed.
He missed, and then tried to get down.
Did you grab him and jump down from the building for him?
Well, Dave had some mistakes too.
Okay, you hear. My lords, please stop fighting. What's happening on level 1? Okay.
Space Marine.
It's Space Marines. Okay, you
have a face to Space
You all
Marine
make it
before?
around the corner, and you see there's nobody there at all. Okay.
Smell where they went, buddy.
Yeah, I do a sensory check.
There, yeah. You
I still have my helmet on.
You can smell.
These are-
smells like most of them peed themselves.
Right.
Okay.
God, there's a lot of urine in this.
There's a lot of urine in this
Do you have to go to the
adventure.
bathroom, Craig?
Craig was a new father, so...
Yeah, you get a lot of that.
Right, Craig?
It's in the DM's. It's in the Game Master's kit. Make sure you stress how much urine is on every station level. There it is, fake Christine.
When did you guys do that?
Okay, so representatives, officers of the PDF are now trying to contact you. My lord, please stop! We are loyal! Okay. There's been some terrible misunderstanding!
Meet us outside Orbital 1. Now.
Outside Orbital 1? Okay. You see the Baron. He floats by the
Objective 3 met.
The breaststroke.
He's holding his breath.
Wow.
Objective 3. The precursor to Black Crusade, I'm telling you.
You've probably tainted.
Okay. So you mean you want him to report to you?
No,
right?
I was kidding about having them all jump out there. So they're all calling us?
No, well, yes, you're getting calls from the officers in charge of the PDF. You're
Logan
getting
are running this little tactical session right now.
What do you think, Space Wolf?
I say we cut the cowards down. I'm heading to the elevator.
Your heart's as cold as the snows of your homeworld, Space Wolf.
You're the one that fragged the group when I standing there.
That was a compliment.
I love it. I'm going.
There are bodies in drifts across the hallway.
How do you get the command deck?
Yeah, so don't slip on them. Oh, yeah. That happened before.
Yeah, that's only the critical. Those are the criticals that cause you to actually slip on the guts.
Yeah, let's make our way to the bridge. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, it's like a city. It's a massive city, and it doesn't go by any standard plan. How do you intend to find the nerve center?
Well, there's two things.
I'm going to have somebody who has some tech ability possibly plug into...
I'm not your R2D2.
You're like R2D2.
I'm not your R2D2.
Find us the greatest concentration of...
Hayward, shut down all traffic back to level 3. Shut down all traffic back.
Greatest concentration of urine.
I want to track the urine.
Wait, you want to take Jimmy to the daycare center? Is that what you want us to go?
Okay.
He's a fine brother.
It's very difficult to follow the traces of the power. I mean, you're surrounded by power. You're in a massive floating space station, but you can sort of sense that there's a large area of concentrated energy. You can go up there. Okay.
Oddly in the shape of
the entire time you're getting communicated. My lord, please, we're waiting for you in the throne room. Okay. You
shut down.
Baron, please make sure to relieve yourself before we get there.
I don't even know what you mean
today.
Please visit the restroom.
The wrong idea about our group.
See what you've done, Craig.
Wow.
I know, it's one thing.
Please evacuate your bowels before you come to my presence.
Wow.
Send your emails to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, this is Dan Yerrington. Playing.
All right.
Do you think Mr. Layton would approve?
What's that?
I said, do you think Mr. Layton would approve?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you have two options basically. You can go to the command center or you can go to the throne room. You're being requested to go to the throne room. The Auspex report is getting clearer as you go. You can easily find your way to the command center.
All right, so throw over the command center, fearless leader.
I'm not running this part of the tactical.
What do you think?
Throne room.
All right.
Okay, so you're going to go to the throne room.
And I go with him.
Sometimes I suspect you're just being contrary.
Contrary to who?
Everyone.